everybody, welcome to this episode of GeekStorm. I am Sean Hilton, owner of Comics Cube, founder of the Kokomo Con. Today I am joined by my best friend in life, the man who gives the best neck massages, Michael Allen Harrison, whose claim to fame is comics, television, movies, and cosplayer. Together we formed GeekStorm. Filmed at 121 East Sycamore Street.
Nope.
This is 111. I apologize. 121 is Comics Cubed. 111, where we are filmed, is the finest independently owned toy store in the world.
No question.
Kokomo Toys and Collectibles.
No question.
Mike's got a lot of stuff on his list. He hasn't joined us in a few weeks. I've got a few things. So let's hit it off. I don't think anybody's dead that we know about.
First off, I only give the second best neck massages ever since Joel Harsh went pro.
Oh,
I really don't have a...
Joel Harsh at Healing Hands Spa?
Oh, boy.
The Healing Hands?
If you need a massage...
Joel
Harsh
is your man.
Yeah.
All right, quick shout out and good. And in this time, as we're getting closer to the holidays, good chance to go see Joel Harsh at Healing Hands to get a gift certificate.
Sure thing.
Also available at Kokomo Toys and Collectibles with your finest gift certificates right down the street from Comics Cubed, where we also have amazing gift certificates as well as grab bags this year.
Are gift certificates collectible?
Yes!
They're signed and numbered. Let's be honest.
They are, and at Comics Cubed, ours are, what's that, where you crimp it with a design?
Embossed.
We embossed. Yeah. Ours are signed, numbered, and embossed.
Wow. Do they
Kokomo Toys are just probably signed and numbered. I don't think they're embossed.
Do they come with a certificate of authenticity?
Well, I think it counts as a certificate of authenticity.
It's its own.
It is. It's built in.
Authenticator. Wow. Nice.
So we're gonna go a lot of things.
Okay.
Let's talk about whatever pops into our head first. I saw the first thing on your list that you made. You made a list.
I did.
I saw the Rampage Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson trailer this morning. This is a teaser type trailer. It wasn't that over. It had enough in it. In the old days, that would have been the trailer.
Right.
Based on a video game from the 80s, which I loved. It was one of the few times
a lot of people did.
where I would take my quarters down to whatever the little, 7-Eleven-ishy. No, not even the arcade. Like that was the one where there was one in the place really close to where I live, so you could just go down and buy, I don't know, I'd buy a Coke and then I'd spend $1 playing that game. That was a very fun game. This does not look like a very fun movie.
You didn't go to Aladdin's Castle in Markland Mall to play?
I didn't grow up here. But there was one summer where I lived here where I did a little bit. But when I was there, I was playing Gauntlet 2.
Sure.
That was my jam.
Oh, okay.
That was my 8-bit jam.
Mine was a Yi-Ar Kung Fu. Thank you.
I don't know Yi-Ar Kung Fu.
Well, back in the day when there was about 3 blocks from here, there was a Scotty's.
Okay.
Scotty's had Yi-Ar Kung Fu. I had just started riding my moped around because I got a moped at 14. And came up to see my dad or something at the fire station. Across the street is Scotty's. Somebody, I don't know how or whatever, there were like close to 100 credits on this thing. So somebody got in the machine and did it, or somebody put
so 3 hours of your life,
a crap load of dimes in it, like Slim Pickens said. I don't know, but I played it for like 4 hours.
Wow,
it was great. Yi-Ar Kung Fu.
Did you get good at it? After 4 hours,
well, you have to be. I mean, yeah, just
get at it.
It's called zerging when you go and you die. But really quickly, you get to start. I want to get there, okay? But die. But I know I'm going to respawn right here. Die. I know I'm going to respawn right here. Die. So that's how I got through the game.
Golden Axe. I think I did that with
Continue.
A couple of D&D games, the X-Men games. I did that. Regardless, the Dwayne Johnson movie.
Oh, we're back to
is
that.
Definitely a Dwayne Johnson vehicle. The rest is CGI.
He has big biceps.
He is, and he's fun.
Oh, I love him.
He's in the trailer. He's eating up his lines. He's having a good time with it.
Sure.
He's having fun. But we're looking at genetically modified ape, a genetically modified wolf, and what looks to be a crocodile.
Right.
So originally it was a giant ape, a werewolf,
was it?
and a lizard guy.
Okay.
And so we're changing that up to make it more real-y.
Sure. Yeah.
Not real.
Right.
So it just looked cheesy as hell to me. It looked like it'd be fun, summer popcorn thing, but whew, no, not so much. You?
It looked okay. I'm much more excited about like Jumanji than I am that. I've said before I'll go see The Rock in pretty much anything, but I won't. I'll know what I'm going into there. It'll be fun probably.
It'll be interesting to see if Jumanji because Rampage has all of the earmarks to fail and flop at the box office.
Right.
If Jumanji doesn't do well, and I'm not predicting that yet, I actually think Jumanji is just going to depend on where it drops and what it's against, the time period. But these could hit Dwayne a little hard as being like one of the top money makers.
He is.
If these two were to fail. Also in much bigger movie news, Fantastic Beasts has got a title. It's got some pre-artwork out there showing the characters.
That's in the Harry Potter universe.
Yes, and so Fantastic Beasts 2 is no longer Fantastic Beasts 2.
Oh.
Now it's Fantastic Beasts, I believe it is The Crimes of Grunwald.
That's a really long and hard to say title.
Which is the name of your big antagonist, played by Johnny Depp, who at this point is pretty much box office poison.
Can't get enough Johnny Depp.
So luckily he doesn't look that much like Johnny Depp, and this was a 5-picture deal already. So but that doesn't mean that this doesn't end the storyline of Grunwald, which is the Johnny Depp character. I mean, that really could be this and done. And like, all right, we're done with Johnny. We don't want to mess with that anymore. But yeah, and then we're bringing in Jude Law as a young Dumbledore.
I like Jude Law.
So we're getting this next November 2018. So excited about that. A little bummed. I was really hoping we were going to get it in spring, maybe even summer. I like these movies being winter movies. I'm a weird person that way. I have a mentality of there are certain things that are summer things.
Yeah.
There are certain things that are winter things. I have winter foods.
Potters have always felt kind of wintry to me, like it's a winter thing. I don't know why.
All the books have usually a play up somewhere in them about the Christmas.
Right.
And so for me, I think even though they were released almost always in the middle of the summer,
Really?
That's always played a big part of it. And then when I read the first 4, originally, I was during winter, so that's a thing for me. But that looks really good so far. They are bringing back all the cast members that we saw in the original one, including Ezra Miller. Is it Ezra Miller?
It is.
Holy cow! It looks like he is in major frontage of the scene, as well as all the other characters returning. So very excited about that. We'll see how it goes. I am sure that J.K. Rowling needs to own another banking company to secure all of this fundage. Number 4 on your list.
Number 4?
I don't know. I'm just picking random things.
Number 4 is not so great. Danger Girl, if you don't know, was back in I'm gonna say 90s.
Yes. J. Scott Campbell.
Yeah, was definitely one of those things where it's visually driven. Yeah, he created it, owned it, wrote it, and everything. But Danger Girl was a comic, basically a girl spy group, and definitely followed that thing with putting a character on the page and making it look like somebody. In this case, we had.
I couldn't tell you. I remember. I know Danger Girl.
Sean Connery. There was a.
Oh yes, there was a Sean Connery.
And he looked exactly like Sean Connery. He was like the mentor type character.
But the 3 women, I can't.
No. They were just
super secret, sexy spies doing Charlie's Angels meets Indiana Jones action comedy.
Right.
And the only reason movie.
But it's option for both.
Oh.
But the only thing even when I wrote this down was I just feel like this is way too late. This is just not. Number one, it's not in even most of the comic consciousness, and also it's
Battle Chasers.
We've just seen so much better, so many better iterations of this particular sexy super spy thing.
Charlie Angels.
This is not going to be. I would still even rather see the stupid Jennifer Lawrence Black Widow knockoff than watch this probably. So,
Mike, that ship done sailed and sank like 20 years ago. And anymore, besides doing it up as a tongue-in-cheek Charlie's Angels thing, it's just going to come off as super sexist.
Yeah.
I don't know how in today's climate of who did what to who.
Yeah.
By the way, crazy stuff coming up on that.
All right.
Man, I just don't know how you pull this off without doing it very comedy and it not come across as just creepy.
Yeah.
But the comic was fun. J. Scott Campbell's artwork is amazing.
He's amazing.
I'm not saying it can't be done.
Right.
Just off the top of my head, this is like Johnny Depp and the whole Dark Universe thing.
Right.
By the way, another thing, pin in it. Man, we haven't done this in a while. I wouldn't throw my money at it.
Yeah.
If I was a backer, I'd be like, hey, I think it's a great thing. Yeah. I would help pay for a print. I'd help pay for maybe a relaunch of the comic, but movie, television, better on somebody else's dime.
No.
So
go ahead with your pins.
Crazy.
What are your pins? What are you pinning?
Dark Universe. I don't know. It's completely official, but I'd say it's 95% now.
Yeah.
We said it here long before any of this got going. Yeah. Seems to be dead on arrival.
It is.
Tom Cruise is the Mummy. Also, Tom Cruise, box office poison.
Yeah.
This is dead. They were planning they wanted to do a Marvel Universe thing. Just like DC's tried to do the Marvel Universe. So many people want to do their own universe, have these interconnected storylines, and then go cash billion-dollar checks. It's not happening. This one is not going to happen now. And it's funny because they've tried this one twice. This was originally Dracula the Untold Story or whatever was supposed to be the kickoff.
Which I liked.
Because it's a fun movie, and it's got like a little after-credit scene that led into the possibility just like a Marvel thing. Didn't quite do enough money. They backed off on it. All right. We come in, we do The Mummy. They come out and say, this is who it is. Here's the actors that we're going to have lined up. They shove in Australian guy as Hyde in this one. And it was never a great film. It would have been...
Was it Sam Neill? No, it wasn't Sam
No, not even close.
Oh,
Gladiator.
Yeah.
Crow Fox.
Yeah.
Something like that. Russell Crowe. Thank you. Russell Crowe's in it. It just felt contrived from the very beginning. Here's the thing with those Marvel movies. It started off really with Iron Man. Is we went and saw it. I think it was you and me.
Sure.
We had like free tickets to go down to Indy to see it like a week in advance or something like that.
Maybe.
There's a universe.
Right.
We were excited that we were going to get an Iron Man movie.
Right.
Then we saw and we're like, holy cow, that was good. And then there was an after credit scene. And we're like, oh,
could
holy
they?
Cow.
They could do
that
this.
wasn't even that.
Right.
It really, that still didn't go through my head. That was just that's so cool. That's fun. That was a cool little idea. And then we got Iron Man 2 and we're like, wait a second, this is turning into something. And by the time we got there, we had Cap and all these other things coming up, and it happened. But it even if it wasn't organic, even if it was completely planned and contrived, the fans weren't let in on it until things were rolling.
Right.
Starting off with, hey, by the way, we're going to make a movie, and it's going to be the giant thing. I just don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Tough. And they tried out the whole cast. They said this is going to, Johnny Depp is Invisible Man, and Javier Bardem is going to be Frankenstein's monster, or whoever they were. So that was a big gamble, and the movie just didn't do that well. Tom Cruise is definitely we've seen enough Tom Cruise action. The only thing that is interesting to me in the future for Tom Cruise is he's in talks with Tarantino to do I think a Manson thing. To me, he would have to act.
And he can.
He can act.
He's proved he can
just
do
doesn't.
it.
He's not required to,
No.
so he doesn't have to do it. So
Tarantino, I think, if he's going into a Tarantino film, one, who's going to distribute and produce, because that goes into the whole Harvey thing. I don't know that Tarantino's ever done a movie without Harvey Weinstein. I don't know that he's ever done one. I don't think he has. So that's more interesting.
He's definitely a
cool type stuff. So we'll see how it goes, because obviously he's not going to do that again. Yeah. Cool. Well, I would check that out. Plus, Manson, I believe, is on death's door in real life at a hospital currently, and is not expecting to pull through.
What a shame.
So, point out, Manson, I don't believe, was ever convicted of ever killing a single person.
No, he was not.
So,
but I didn't know that the Aquarius TV show is about the whole Manson thing. I had no idea. I just didn't watch it. I like David Duchovny, but I never watched it because I thought, it's just another procedural or something like that. But it's about the Manson deal. I had no idea.
Interesting.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
I just watched the first episode of Taboo.
What's that?
Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah.
So,
It's
I just watched the first one. We're gonna give it another shot.
Yeah, you let me know what you think.
Finished Stranger Things.
Oh, good.
Did you finish
Yes,
Stranger Things?
yes.
I finished everything except for Beyond Stranger Things,
Oh, I watched that.
which is just them talking about it. So, overall opinions, we're coming into this a little late, but then again, it's video, so people can watch this till video fails or the internet disappears.
I liked it. I liked it better than the first season.
Favorite character?
I like Steve.
Love Steve.
I think he's one of those characters that definitely, when in the first season when he was first introduced, you think, oh, this is your douchebag.
Yep.
This is
and he was.
And he was, but he ended up especially in the second season, his relation with Dusty or Dustin was the two of them going back and forth was great. I liked it a lot.
Stole the whole thing for me. It was those two. So my call, Stranger Things 3. Him, Steve, dead.
You think so?
Killing Steve.
Oh goodness.
And I love Steve, but that now, and my other prediction, the return of Barbara.
Really?
Yeah. I think
You
Barbara
think she's
comes back.
dead?
I think that the fans really dug her.
Yeah.
They took her out. We've seen now that they've done the theme of the spy with Will and the dark thing. It's only a matter of time now until it morphs, does like some kind of technology to make it look like other people. Dark Barbara. Because they did the whole funeral in the second one.
Right.
But even then, they came out and said,
No body.
there's no body.
Right.
So, and I have to rewatch, They never found a body, period. Did they? Don't they just assume
I think when
that she's dead in the upside down?
Find it, but we see it.
Yeah.
Yes. But and that's fine.
When they went down and grabbed Will.
Yes,
Okay,
we see her.
We see her also. On
Yes,
the side.
but as far as I know, no character in the show has ever seen it, and so
I don't think so.
Other than her coming back all screwed up, which would work in the character's mind of how long she'd been trapped in the upside down. This would it would be a great way to bring her back for the fans, even if it's only for an episode or two. Visually, it would look cool. The idea being is whoever's possessing her wouldn't necessarily know how to act human very well, like Will did. But in this instance, they could play off the fact that she's damaged. So that's just my prediction.
I listened to a podcast with the Duffer Brothers on Nerdist, and they gave no clues towards 3, but they said they are just now starting on it and everything and getting it rolling. But it was a cool story how they came up and everything and what they were. You remember that show Wayward Pines?
Yes.
They did the first season of Wayward Pines, and that's they said they had no TV experience period at all, but they got hired on that, and that taught them how to do it. So it was interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we'll see more of these. Between 1 and 11, we saw 7. There's a lot more numbers. So we'll see. We'll see more of those. I bet.
Unless you saw 7.
Was it 8? Okay.
It was 8.
I don't know.
Now, the brother-sister combo, Zoomer and New Steve.
I don't remember his name.
New monster dude.
Sure.
Human monster dude.
Sure.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I was just really, the entire time, Bob and him, all right, what's the real deal?
Right.
Bob, for the first episode or two, I'm like, he's a spy.
That's what I thought too.
He is so, because one, and this is Sean's rationale, this is how I think about things.
Sure.
This is a small town, Hawkins, Indiana.
Right.
I'm thinking is like Roosevelt, Greentown type size.
Sure.
Maybe Marion,
I don't know.
but small Midwest American town. Everybody in this town knows that chick is damaged.
Right.
Okay, nobody.
Right.
And maybe somebody that was really so far gone that their own life is like, well, I might as well hitch up the rest of my train wreck to that train wreck. But no, Bob seemed to have his crap together. Bob, he was like the manager of Radio Shack,
right, he had a good
which in
job.
that town is huge.
Sure.
So yeah, that actually was why one of the things that was going through my head was, everybody in this town knows each other's business.
Right.
Everybody's got to think. Will wasn't lost in those woods for that long.
Right.
Everybody's got their own theory of what happened in that town.
Well, he had a crush on her since high school, and he referred several times to, I get to date
Yeah.
Janet, whatever her name is, and was like, that was his
So Rudy failed.
Rudy.
That Goonie did die. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was bad.
So good stuff. And then people are complaining about episode 7, episode 7, not season 7. Episode 7, a lot of complaints about it. I don't really see what the complaints are about.
Well, I don't know.
That's the one where she goes out of town to.
Oh, right.
To
Yeah.
go out of Hawkins, it's
Yeah.
all about 11 and her journey.
Right.
Her coming into grips with
that
herself.
one.
I think. You hit the net, and people are complaining that one kind of broke it
So what?
and whatnot. And I'm like, no, that was the episode they needed. They needed for her to have her growth moment.
Right.
2, we needed backstory, and now we know. Yes, she's 11, but we've seen now, and it also describes the fact that all of these patients don't have the exact same thing.
Right.
Like I wasn't sure that 1 through 10 didn't have versions
Right.
of what she had. Well, with 8 now, we very clearly see that's a whole different power set. So these are all mutants, and they've all got their own mutant powers. And 11's is pretty badass, but 8's is much more convenient. Much more usable. So some interesting stuff happened there. It felt very much like a backdoor pilot from any television series that you would have saw,
Maybe.
where Facts of Life or
Spin-off-ish type of thing.
yeah, that's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
All right, well that was a lot of Stranger Things.
All right.
What else you got, sir? What's hot? You got what's your Star Wars news? You're a huge Star Wars fan. Let's
Well,
you got for us on Star
and
Wars?
this is we didn't do last week, so it's a little dated. But Kathleen Kennedy came out and said that Rian Johnson, who's doing The Last Jedi right now, that's getting ready to be released next month, is going to be helming the next trilogy after Episode 9. So when we see the end of the Skywalker
Saga.
set of trilogies, then he will be helming the next trilogy, whatever that is.
And they're saying, just the hints are right now, this is a different part of the universe.
Yeah.
Our Star Wars that we know of, Luke Skywalker, prequels, sequels, and now the next 3 in order.
Right.
This is going to be a 9-part story.
Yes.
And for now,
Right.
will be shelved.
Right.
You're gonna it's
as a saga. We may still continue to do the solo movies.
Sure.
And literally the solo movie might get more solo movies. I'm sure we'll get a Boba Fett movie at some point in our lifetime. We'll get a Darth Maul movie at some point.
Well, it depends on how long. We don't live very healthy lives, so it's not a guarantee for us. Mike, the guy behind, he's probably going to see him.
No.
You and me, it's hard
Mike,
to say.
I am sorry. January 13th, 2023.
Oh.
So put that up there.
That call has been, what you didn't know is that Mike Harrison was number 4. I didn't get a number. I was kicked out. I was a squib.
Gonna die. Really? That's like, you're writing your own epitaph and you're gonna put, you say gonna? Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, keep it legit. So Kathleen Harrison is George
or Kathleen
Lucas.
Kennedy.
Is it Kathleen Kennedy?
Yeah,
she's
yes.
George Lucas now.
Yes.
She's the one that has the power.
Oh, yes.
Well, Disney has the power, but she
runs Star
She's the
Wars.
face of Star Wars.
Absolutely.
She's the person.
Absolutely.
She's the one that gets to come in and goes,
yes.
Yeah, you halfway through the movie, three-quarters of the way, yeah, you're fired.
Yeah.
Get Richie Cunningham in here.
Yes, that's exactly
what
what
I want.
happened, and that's what she does. She came up with Lucas. She's not new to the scene. She came up with Lucas and Spielberg and all these guys.
She's paid her dues.
Oh,
She's
no
not
question.
just out of nowhere.
Yeah. But she's the torch has definitely been handed to her, and it's her baby. So, yeah, Ryan Johnson, who by all accounts has done a great job on Last Jedi. We don't know yet, but we'll find out. J.J. Abrams has come back for Episode 9. And then we're going to get a new saga of some kind. I imagine they like, besides just the solo movies, they probably like having a continuous storyline of some kind. It's a universe, so they might as well put it.
And they make more money. If you take a look at Force Awakens versus Rogue One,
right?
Oh, very lucrative. But Force Awakens made a lot of money.
Yeah.
So any holiday stuff coming up on Star Wars stuff that we need to know about? There's going to be like a new holiday special,
I don't think
anything
so.
like that? You know?
I don't think so. I've heard of viewings where people are going to, have a party of some kind, and have play the holiday special, which I don't know why you subject yourself to that. But
so what do you got? Do you have any information that you can give us about the Netflix meets Disney thing?
Only in that first it came out that there were talks. Then it came out that the talks have stalled. Then it came out that the talks might be back on. And then I think yesterday I saw something that Netflix might have a new suitor, and I didn't click on that to see who it might be. But that might be just a tactic from Netflix saying, "Oh yeah, somebody else is interested in us too." Well, yeah, everybody who would have the money would be interested in getting hold of Netflix. But the talks basically have to do between Disney and Fox.
Okay.
Disney wants to launch their thing, okay? But they've done the math at some point and released the math at some point. We have to have this many million subscribers to be lucrative for Disney. Let's call it Disney app.
Sure.
And they have, although they have tons of content, there's still a lot out there they don't own, obviously, which is good. But they want to be able to at least compete with Netflix. So
they need to pull a Ted Turner Classics deal.
Yes, they need to go buy a bunch of junk, and now I own this, so if you want to watch it, come and see me. So now Fox would be a monster, okay? Yeah. Fox, besides all the movies and TV shows that are currently on, obviously they have an incredible library of X-Files, everything. Yeah, that's it.
A lot of stuff that they shouldn't show.
Yes. So you would have to come to the Disney app to see that stuff. Now they're obviously already going to I don't know if they'll be able to they will be able to pull the Netflix Daredevil, Jessica Jones, all that stuff, pull that and bring it over to theirs, but there'll be no more on Netflix after 2018 is the cutoff for that anyway. So that's when that contract is up. So if they bought it all, there's goods and bads. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we get Fantastic Four back, we get the X-Men back, we get that back. But I'm torn about it. I think it'd be awesome to see those things, and I think Avengers 4 would be cool if it was Avengers 4 Secret Wars, and we throw in a battle world, and we bring all these different worlds together, and pick out the things we want, and put them back in 626 or 616 or whatever it is.
Well, Marvel needs to, if they were to acquire the X-Men franchise, that just needs to be a complete reboot. Yeah. Zero. We're done. That they brought it, they killed it, they somewhat brought it back, and I think they've killed it again.
Yeah.
So I think if Marvel if they get their hands on it, needs to go through it.
They could keep what they want and tell their own stories. It's their stuff. But the only thing I was going to say was I think a negative towards that is anytime you have a quote unquote monopoly or something where somebody just owns a lot of the stuff, man, where's the competition, and where's the Fox trying to do better, or what company X trying to do better against a Marvel property because they need to do better. Well, if I own everything, I'm kind of on cruise control. Yeah, I gotta know I'm gonna make enough money.
I disagree.
Okay.
And here's why I disagree.
Okay.
Because the box office has shown this year that that's not the truth. You can produce great stuff. We're now willing to wait. I know people have come out and said, I want to see that Justice League movie, but I'll just wait. Mm-hmm. It'll be cheaper to see it on video, DVD, watch it illegally. So box office is showing you can have the best products in the world, and we have so many entertainment options right now that even the most amazing film ever isn't necessarily guaranteed to rake in all the bucks. There's only a couple of franchises, Star Wars being number one, that I'm like guaranteed money every time. But eventually there might become a day where that's not the case. You never know. So yes, competition's great, but I think at this point the competition is our dollars. It's not necessarily Fox making you strive to be a better storyteller or putting out better product. The amount of sequels that we're getting, that does include Star Wars and Harry Potter, they're all sequels, or none of it's original. So we're not seeing that much original material regardless. Mm-hmm. Even the Avengers, and I mean almost every movie that you and me are excited about, we can look at it and go, that's really not that original. John Wick was probably the last real original thing that I saw that I got excited about. So, hey, Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot's come out and said that if Ratner's involved in the film, she ain't coming back.
Yeah, he's already out. He's gone.
Is it done?
Mm-hmm. I
did not know that. How quickly did that get? I mean, I just heard like 2 days ago that she had said she was going to drop.
I read her actual quote, and, and it wasn't
quite that.
It wasn't quite that cut and dry. It wasn't like he needs to go or I'm not going to do it. He supported. She spoke in support of other people already involved in the thing, saying that they didn't want him involved. She's like, yeah, that sounds right, or I kind of agree. So it wasn't like she like kicked down the door and said,
I'm Wonder Woman. This franchise doesn't exist without me,
right?
And it's either him or me. But she didn't really have to do that.
No, he's gone.
So
Gandhi.
All right. Well, it's man. I mean, that's how much power that guy's.
She's the star of the most popular movie of the year. So
I think Thor would have something to say about that.
Well, all right. I didn't say it was
Thor.
I heard Thor was great. I loved Thor.
Thor was great. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I love the new Doug. That was my favorite comedy of the year. Now if that were to be nominated for a comedy award, I would back that play.
But what about the movie Get Out with that guy and the thing?
The Get Out, the racial horror stepward's wife kind of thing?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a comedy. That's
a
very serious
not what the Golden
social
Globes say.
Commentary.
The Universal they submitted to the Golden
segue
Globes.
with a machete.
I know. I even played well along with it this time. I normally don't, but I did. So studios get to submit for awards, and apparently they know that's a great movie. They know that it was super successful. It cost $4.5 million to make, and they made $253 million on it. That's a good turn-up profit. But they also wanted to use the nominations as a vehicle to help their main star. He must be under contract. Get his name out there even more. So, in order to increase the chances that he gets a nomination of some kind, apparently Universal nominated the movie Get Out, which is, like he said, a social commentary horror movie in the comedy category. So that, it's not a comedy, but it's a good movie, so we're gonna give it a nomination, that type of thing. So I don't know. The same thing happened with The Martian.
Martian had a lot of comedy in it.
It did have a lot of funny lines.
It wasn't a comedy.
I can't think of a single funny thing about Get Out.
No. And The Martian should have been. And hopefully the Golden Globes hopefully just doesn't allow it. There needs to be check. Somebody needs to come out and slap someone's hand and go, no, knock it off.
Right.
Not only are you not doing that, but if you try it again, we're just going to take you all out for a year. You'll get nothing nominated, period. Don't do this shit. So, yeah, hey. We got, the Potter stuff was cool. Oh, World of Comics. The hottest thing this week actually was in comics.
Okay.
Brian Michael Bendis, the biggest name at Marvel Comics.
Right.
This guy, Avengers, X-Men, Guardians of the Galaxy, the creator of the Ultimate Spider-Man, Miles Morales, who is by far the biggest star in their whole diversification kind of thing going on. Jessica Jones, whole cloth created her, has decided to take a wave at Marvel, thank them for all the opportunities, hitched his wagon to DC. This is peanut butter looking at jelly and going, you know what, it's been a good ride, but I'm out. I'm gonna go see some other people. Yeah, that just dropped out of nowhere.
Right.
I follow comics, it's my livelihood,
Right.
and had no clue. When it popped up on my feed, I'm like, all right, trick, troll bait, kind of, clickbait, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden, man, it was like all of the holes in the dam all of a sudden just exploded at once. And it was like, oh crap, this is true. The biggest creative name at Marvel Comics is leaving the company.
Wow.
And with really very little, as I said, to me, completely out of the blue. I had no idea. So I don't know. This opens up a lot of opportunities at Marvel Comics for other creators now.
Sure.
We don't know what he's going to do at DC.
I don't know.
But I will point out that people in his position at DC, namely Jeff Johns and Jim Lee, two big name creators who have done basically the same things that he's done at Marvel, are now producing television, creating stuff. Jeff Johns doesn't have to touch a comic unless he wants to.
Right.
He's way too busy with, I think it's all the CW and movie stuff
Yeah, he does
for
all that
DC that he's doing. And Jim Lee is VP. You'll see if you ever, like I'm sure Justice League, Jim Lee's name's going to be up there for something. So I'm almost wondering if this isn't one of those deals where, you know what, not only A, have I done everything there is to do over here in Marvel, but B, I want, it's funny, we talk about that Marvel money and that DC money, but that Marvel money is Disney. That is Suits, and that's Feige and his directors that he's hand chosen. DC appears that some of their talent actually gets involved. I think Jeff Loeb has had good luck kind of doing a little of everything.
He's on TV
He's
for,
that
for
one
both
guy.
guys, though. He's done Marvel and DC
Yeah,
stuff.
but I think he came from television possibly. I don't know that he started in comics per se.
The first time I remember seeing Jeff Loeb's name was on in Image Comics. He was a writer with Image, yeah.
All right, Mike dropping the knowledge. So again, I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but wow, that really is like huge, crazy news to see that. I mean, that's John Lennon going, "Hey Beatles, this was great, but those Rolling Stones have got something going on. I'm going to check them out for a while."
The only quote I read from him was he was in Cleveland and
It's hot.
Well, Cleveland is hot.
Rocks.
And, rocks or whatever. Something about he saw at a museum or something, saw a Superman display of some kind, and it got him to thinking, now this could be just storytelling on his part, but
He's good at that.
yeah. He said, this is a mountain I haven't climbed yet, and DC has a whole world I've never even touched, and so he said he felt like he's done everything he could do over at Marvel, and let's go try a new world altogether. So
Excellent. Yeah. Well, you get the last thing. Because we're over time, so knock it out.
I'm just super happy that Deadwood, one of my favorite TV shows of all time, top 10 of all time, got a crappy ending. Got a hey, by the way, we're not renewed. Let's go ahead and finish this episode, filming and everything, but we're not getting renewed. So we're gonna throw together a crappy ending.
And this wasn't a show that was getting bad ratings. This
No.
wasn't Game of Thrones at the time. But at the time, there was nothing like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead. This was the hot HBO property at the time.
Yes, it was, and it was definitely a corporate thing. A new guy came in charge of this particular area of HBO and didn't like the show and got rid of it. Anyway, it's going to be treated. It's going to get a movie treatment. Start filming in 2018, and hopefully we'll get to see those characters again. Get to see Al Swearingen again.
Is it a done deal? Because the thing
absolutely.
I read was like Oliphant was not signed up yet.
No, I read it was done.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have further news on that next week when GeekStorm returns. Yeah, that's it. There wasn't any cool ending. It sounded like we were going to come up with something, but that's it. Hey, everybody, be groovy.